Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to another video by me, Beyond Astro K. And I am going to be doing a video which is going to be lasting for a very long time with Neptune going into Aries. Now it's going to slowly go into Aries just for a little bit this year. Then it's going to go back into Pisces. But it's going to be very a different time, should I say, and I will tell you why. So let's break down Neptune. Neptune is about, whenever you think of Neptune, you think like mystical, media, beauty, and things that are beautiful, things that appear beautiful, should we say. But it is also about fogs, it's mystical, it is about confusion, it's escapism, and it's also deception and illusion. So that's been happening for especially in our lifetime. Now, when a lot of us were born, Neptune was in Scorpio, especially your parents, Pluto, Virgo, parents of Scorpio, was Neptune, Scorpio. Then afterwards, then you had the next generation, which is my generation. It was in Sagittarius. And then it was in Capricorn. And in the 90s, we had Neptune, which was in Aquarius. Then afterwards, now what we're also seeing, all of us in real time, is Neptune in Pisces, which is its home sign. So when it was if we're gonna go back to Sagittarius, even Aquarius, should I say, we did see a lot of forms of when it came to technology booming. So it was the start of because 1998 to 2012, so that was the start of social media, YouTube and podcasting as well, MySpace. There was Aquarius is about technology, so we saw huge shifts when it came to how we speak, how we communicate. Technology was extremely different now. Even the internet as well was booming, and like I said, blogging and vlogging, all these things started when it was in Aquarius. So there was a new trend, a new shift. Then it went into Pisces, which we're living now, and Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So we did see, because it was ruled by Jupiter, it expanded more. It was its home sign. So if we're from 2011 to 2025, 26. So what we're seeing now is spirituality, astrology is big. People are doing more astrology. There's astrologers everywhere. Things to do with emotional faith, the church, priests, things that are hidden as well. Creativity. Yeah, let's not forget creativity. Astrology is more mainstream than it actually has been. Even our vision, our goals are different. We did see when it came to social media that the veil, people were doing fillers, so they appeared after. When you saw the real thing, it was oh, I thought you looked like this and you didn't. So that's still happening now, guys. Amongst other things, we're seeing things like fake news being brought up. Media is everywhere. You yourself could be a journalist, guys, because it's so easy now. But we also are there's a lot of news that is not real out there. There are things that people are believing that is not real. So it's easy, it's great, but it's also not so great. Okay, and I'll talk about when it goes into Aries, but we're also seeing other stuff that's happening to do with homelessness, to do with racism. We saw the Black Lives Matter movement happening. We saw the Me Too movement happening. So things that were hidden when we're dealing with Pisces here, especially to do with any isms, racism, sexism, people that are that haven't got, they're not gonna get. People things to do with mental health as well. That wasn't spoken about. It's now being brought to the table. But also what's happening with that is that people are using that to their advantage. So for me, I'm a black woman. So I know that there's racism. Do you know what I mean? But with me, it's not I don't care. I do care. But I also know that if you're going to be saying something to me, that's on you. That's more to do with like your insecurity than mine, because I'm just going about my business. And if you don't like what I'm doing, or you're jealous, should I say, what I'm doing, you're going to say like the N word. And it's just like, okay, and do you know what I mean? Does that make you feel bigger? Am I supposed to cry? Am I, you know? Then you look at yourself and think, oh, if I look deeper, I am actually jealous. I actually do want to do what she's doing. And do you know what I mean? So that discussion is now being had. Whereas before, even though we knew it was there, it wasn't discussed. So in a good way, that is great. That's happening. We are also seeing, or we should be seeing, like compassion to people that are homeless, people that have mental illness. Again, we did see, and we are seeing that people are saying, oh, I haven't got this, I haven't got that, or I've been made homeless, or because sometimes when you're made homeless and that, it's not your fault, but some people are using that to advantage, i.e. then you find out that they actually were made themselves homeless by causing drama, making noise on purpose, or just doing things. And if they haven't got what they got, and it's like, oh, why did that happen? Oh, because you find out that they did something. Or even like when it comes to mental illness, there are people that genuinely have mental illness, guys, but some people are saying that they have it because they don't want to work, or they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. And the people that genuinely have got it, they lose out, because now it's a case of like everyone's saying it, so we don't know who to believe, which is really sad, because I know people that genuinely have it, and they think that they should be getting it and they haven't got, because people are very unsure if they've actually got it. So yeah, it's a bit of a whew. But also when it comes to like creativity, we have seen like a huge uprise in people being creative, guys. We've seen like shifts, cultural shifts, movements, trends as well. Um, especially under Pisces. But it can, this time it also can be very challenging as well. Neptune, especially when they move from Aquarius to Pisces, we did see different trends that were happening. I think that with Aquarius it happened quicker, because it was like bam. I mean, I remember I grew up in it. I came of age in the 90s, and that's when we started using like Yahoo, and and I'm going way back, but you started using Yahoo, and it was just like, so it just happened so quick, and things just constantly happened, like you had to keep up very quickly. So then you had like YouTube, it came up, it was like people started watching, like it was like different things were just happening so quickly with the YouTube. And then you had the MySpace, and you had all these blogs and especially blogging was massive. And also things started to make its way to move online, and you had to sort of keep up with it, because things felt very futuristic, but it stuck, but you had to keep up with it. And when it moved into Pisces, we did have to be a bit more compassionate to others and ourselves. And we also had to like sort of make like the planet a little bit more sensitive, should we say, and also respect people that were being discriminated against, because we're seeing that now. It's still happening now, especially towards Black people. And Pisces, like Sagittarius, rules race, it rules religion. We also did see with this is that people like from the church, the higher ups, some of them were brought to their knees, some of them had to leave, some of them actually got kicked out as well, because we're also seeing this thing of like fake prophets. We're also seeing the things to do with like abuse as well. So even though some people didn't want to see it and hear it, i.e. illusion, it Pisces with Neptune being there is about dissolvement. It is things that are going to come out of the woodworks, whether we want it to or not. And even though it's quite a foggy time for a lot of us, because especially if you've got like an immutable, especially Pisces in your sign, there is an element of like illusion going on. And a lot of us did feel tired. There was a huge surge in like addictions as well, guys. So we're still in that, but we are also easing out of it as well. Yeah. So now it's going to be entering Aries. So we're going through um a brand new beginning. And I got my it's a new beginning that's going to be, because let me go back, guys. The last time, if we're going to go way back back into time, um Neptune going into Aries is a wake up call. Okay, is a wake up call. But when we talk about when it was, if we go way back, it was in 432 BC. Okay, that's when Neptune was in Aries at the height of like the ancient Greek sites, and it was falling. Okay, then it was in 60 CE. Okay, then we go back to 388401, which was a time of like, like Christianity and things to do with like the Roman Empire. I mean, you guys can also do your research on this. Then next was in Aries in 879 to 892. And there was things to do with like England that was going on. Then we go towards 1208 to 1219, which was in Aries. And there was things to do with like Christianity there. We go, Neptune was in Aries in 1370 to 1383. And there was like a war between France and England, which is still more or less going on now. Then 1534 to 1547, and Pluto was in Aquarius then. Okay. And it was then we had 1697 to 1711, and bearing in mind Uranus was going into Gemini. Then finally, then Neptune went into Aries in 1861 to 1879. So from then till now, we are and also Uranus was in Gemini, guys. And what's happening? Uranus is going back into Gemini. When it was 1861, when it was in there was like a civil war in America. Okay, it's about the North and South fighting for state, and slavery was abolished as well. And that was obviously to do with like Abraham Lincoln. So slavery was abolished in 1865, and then you had slaves that actually gained full citizenship in 1866, and it was to do with like the Civil Rights Act. And that's definitely in America. Also in America as well, there was the rise of the KKK in 1865. Okay, which is very, very dread. In 1866, Dr. Bernardo founded this was for vulnerable children, could deal with Neptune here, and it was in Britain. So, yeah, so that's like the sort of like, even though it's way back, guys, that's like the sort of like previous one in the 1818s, and we're now starting a 165-year new cycle, because that was the last time that Neptune was in the Aries in the 1818s. And now we're in the 2010s. So it's a brand new beginning. With it being in Pisces, the end of a cycle, but we're starting a new cycle. So like I said, the last cycle was 1861, and Neptune was discovered in 1846, and while it was in Aquarius. So guys, that's a little bit about history, what's going on. So we can definitely see when it goes into Aries that we will see like dissolves of like structures, like power structures, like structures that are very boring, should we say, things that are just not really working for people that are marginalized, or people that are not getting. We're going to see like a dissolvement to it. And it's going to be, because Neptune's like, you never know what's going to be happening. It's going to be like that. Yeah, you don't know it's going to be dissolved. Then bam, it gets dissolved. And because it's been in the Aries, it's going to be changing things. Yeah. And you're going to see lots of collapses of, you can say like buildings, but you're going to be like seeing a collapse of things that we are used to is no longer going to be there. And that's for everything, guys. Things that are like old and outdated. You know, we can see like the dissolvement of like the monarchy, for instance, because it's old and outdated. We can see the dissolvements of like shopping centers, because not only is it too expensive, people are not aligning with that no more. You can see the dissolvement of things to do with spirituality. It could be astrology, but it also could be to do with churches. Yeah, because we're moving into a new age now. Yeah. So about the date, so it goes into Aries the 30th of March 2025. Then it goes retrograde at 2 degrees Aries on the 4th of July. Then it goes retrograde conjunct station Saturn retrograde conjunct Neptune in 1 degree Aries the 30th of July 2025. It retrograde into Pisces 22nd of October. Then it goes direct at 29 degrees Pisces the 10th of December. Next year it goes into Aries on the 26th of January 2026. It conjuncts Saturn conjunct Neptune the 20th of February. It goes retrograde at 4 degrees of Aries 7th of July, and it stations direct at 1 degrees Aries at 12th of December. So check, if you can just just try and remember those days, or obviously come back. Yeah, so I have already done a video of Neptune conjuncting Aries. Yeah. During this time, guys, with Neptune going to Aries, is a very much a brand new beginning. Aries is very pioneering. Aries is about like seeing the goals through and seeing the visions through. And Aries is about war. It's about revolutions. It's about social activisms. So I feel that we can see a lot of that. When Neptune is very much about compassion, and it's also about sensitivity. I feel that, of course, we're going to be seeing a lot of those themes happening. I don't want to go into it too much, because even though what I'm saying, it may not happen because we're dealing with Neptune here, which is about, like I said. But we can also see like people that we looked up to, i.e., definitely could be because Neptune also rules like media, and it rules culture, and it rules celebrity. We can see a lot of us losing interest in that. Okay, because we can also see that, oh, they're just like us in a way. They get the cold like us, or we can see a lot of that happening. And I feel that the veil, like I said, is going to be lifted off about our favorite people, our favorite celebrities. Neptune being in Pisces, there was a massive hero worship towards celebrities, guys, and a lot of it has been off the chain. I mean, I'm lucky that I wasn't like that. I didn't Don't get me wrong, there's people that I love, like Beyonce, and there's a lot of celebrities that I really do like, especially like past celebrities. But I think that some of us are now seeing that, there's a lot of drama coming out with them. If it was hidden when it was in Pisces, we're now going to be seeing it in real time coming out, and a lot of it's not going to be pretty. I feel a lot of us will lose faith in looking up to celebrities. I feel some of us will struggle though, because that's all we know. That's all we all just know about celebrity culture. We all like hero worship that person, hero worship this person, hero worship this film, that film, this media, and when it's gone, it's like, oh, what am I gonna do now? So there can be a lot of lost souls when it goes into Aries, and this is when it comes down to like the mental health aspect that we really need to begin. If we thought that we were taking care of our mental health, I feel that when it goes into Aries, people are going to really start taking care, or definitely trying to take care of it. Like, especially if you go to like therapy, they're going to be unpacking like, why was you so obsessed with this person, because really and truly they don't know us. Some of us don't really care about us, just want your money. And some people are not ready to hear that because they're so obsessed. and it's all they're so obsessed with like the whole like culture, and it could be like definitely like American culture, and even America's changing. America's changing. England is changing. All these countries that we know are changing, guys. When it goes into Aries, we're gonna see like this whole dissolvement of things that we're so addicted and used to, even when it comes to like food, or even when it comes to how we're working out. And we have to start from scratch. We have to make sure that we don't go back to what was easier for us. Okay. Again, we can also see a lot of us, because essentially a lot of us we're all brainwashed into believing and thinking, and it could be brainwashed into like when you're going to church, or you put these charismatic leaders on the top of the tree, and it's like they do no wrong, and we can see that actually going. Okay, yes, like I said, Aries is about war, in that we can see a lot of that as well. And also, especially when it's gonna like be harmonizing with Pluto in Aquarius and Uranus in Gemini. Oh, there's a lot that's going to be going on, guys. I feel that a lot of us really need to put our like armor on, because there's going to be a lot of like spiritual protection that we're going to be needing. A lot of, like I said, it's when it sextiles Uranus and Gemini and Aquarius, you are going to see a lot of themes to do with like technology and connection, and it's going to be helping with like our Neptune goals and our visions. It's going to be a bit more clearer, guys, and it's going to be ushering a huge change. So we definitely will see like AI taking forth. It's not going to be easy for a lot of us, um but yeah, but I do welcome and also Neptune being in Aries, it can also put like an eerie sense of delusion. Like some of us may feel that we're powerful than we actually are. Like, oh, I can do whatever I want, and it's like, no, you can't. Yeah, I can, and you just cause chaos. Or you start like a new workout regime, and it's just like you just go gong ho, and if you get injured, and you're like, I don't know how it happened, and like, what did you do? Oh, I just tried to run a 10K, and it's the first time you ran. You have to be very mindful of how we treat our body. We have to listen to our body. A lot of us have to be very mindful that we just don't go gong ho into things, like go head first, and it just ends up not working out for us, and we're wondering why. We get really upset with ourselves. And even when it comes to like setting goals, we have to try and take it slow. We can't just rush into it, because some of us can end up bankrupt. You know. I do see with this that there's gonna be like the brand new beginning of like the basic universal income gonna be happening, and that is obviously to do with like Aquarius as well. But this is a great time that we're gonna be seeing a lot more of us being entrepreneurs, especially mums. A lot of us mums, we're at home looking after our kids. A lot of us have lost or left or lost our jobs due to the fact that we live in a system that is about making money all the time, and forget the family. Just make sure you're making us money, making us billionaires. And when Neptune comes here, it's just going to be like, actually no, I actually want to do something that is going to be beneficial to my family, you know? So even though it's like when we talk about wars, there could be spiritual wars. There can also be wars within companies. Like, how come we're not getting enough people to work in our company? And there could be a war on mums. There could also be a war on dads. That's what we have to be mindful of. But at the same time, I think that mums and dads will come up on top, because we're raising the next generation to make life better for us, you know? And also, yeah, but like I said, I'm looking forward to the veil falling off, but we also, again, have to be very mindful. I remember hearing someone saying that the mental institutes are going to be packed, and they have their place, but it's not going to be nice if it's packed, because people believe in something, especially when it comes to something that's nothing to physically help them, i.e. celebrity, and we're now seeing that it's not the be all and end all, and it just you just get a break. So yes, so yeah, it's going to be an important time. Even when I looked at the chart of this in the UK, a lot of energies is in Aquarius. We've got the Sun, we've got Mercury, we've got Venus, we've got Mars, all in Aquarius. And the rising sign to this is Leo. We have Taurus in the 10th house. A lot of this energy is in the 6th house, guys, which is about work and structure, employment. Okay, it's to do with like the physical fitness, our daily routines, our habits. So I can see a lot of that changing. I can see in this country, just like a little overview, that people are going to be really, because Aries does rule like entrepreneurship. I can definitely see people start to, some people are working for themselves anyway, but I feel that people are going to be working for themselves and taking it as normal, like not working for others anymore. Again, like I said, I see that we're gonna start seeing the beginnings of, especially when Saturn and Neptune conjunct as well the same year. We're gonna start seeing a lot of that, guys, because when this, like, I'm looking at my thing, when Saturn and Neptune conjunct, it will be the 20th of February, when the sun is in Aries. I mean, the sun is in Pisces. And again, a lot of the energies here, we got like the moon in Aries, we have Mercury in Pisces. We got a lot of 8th house action with this. We got the moon in the 8th, Mercury in the 8th, we've got Saturn in the 8th, we've got Neptune in the 8th. And the 8th house is about joint finances. It's also about debts, loans, rebirth. It's also to do with inheritances, money that you're getting from the government, money getting from your partner. So all of that's going to be played out with the Saturn Neptune conjunction. And in the 8th house is Pisces. So I feel that it's going to be a bit more giving. Whereas before, and I spoke about this already, where before it was very much about mine, greed, and other, no one's going to get just me. I think things are going to be a bit more giving now, even though it is in Aries. But we're going back to Neptune in Pisces, Neptune in Aries. A lot of people will be moved, like employment, I think, because of the nodes in Pisces, and because of the nodes in Pisces and in Virgo. We're seeing a lot of people being laid off. We've seen a lot of people, the rise of depression, the rise of like spirituality, the rise of people, the rise of like mental health, and the rise of people's health issues, people trying to get healthy. We're seeing the rise of all that. And with Neptune going there next year properly, we're going to see a bit more of it being like, being taken more seriously, like a new beginning for it. Like, you know what, I thought I was going to be healthy, but now I am going to be healthy. I thought that I'll work for someone else. I'm going to work for myself now. I'm going to restructure myself. I'm going to take it more seriously now, because I've got to provide not just for myself, but for my family. I can see that, we can see dissolvements of all of these big corporations and companies just going, because it's not me saying it, it's just a fact. It's just going to happen, guys. I feel that people are going to be eating differently, cooking more fresh food, just starting things differently, guys. Even things to do with like pets, that is all going to change. Like laws, legalities about that will all change. It's not without its illusion and delusion, because yes, we still be mindful of what we're doing, because there can be repercussions with that. Like, working too much, working too hard, starting up things that are not really structured, and it's just like it just gets dissolved. How we're taking care of ourselves, we have to be very mindful of that as well. We're not going too much too fast. But yeah, it's just it is essentially a brand new beginning. Like I said, it's a brand new 100 and something year, yeah, that we've never seen in our lifetime. So yeah, it'll just be interesting to see what happened with this, guys. So yeah, that's my 2 cents worth. I just went on and on because it's so interesting. That's my 2 cents worth of Neptune being into Aries. I'll say Pisces. It's gonna happen very little bit this year, but more next year. But you can still look at this next year for the next 15 years. Okay. So guys, I don't want to talk too much, but let's get to the signs. So let's start off with you, Aries. This Neptune going into your sign for the next 15 years is going to be major. It's going to be big. You're going to really enjoy this. It's going to be a lot of changes that's going to be happening to you because it's in your first house and you're ruled by the first, which is like the physical body. You're putting yourself first, me first, your mind, body and soul. And, you know, Neptune has come out of your 12th house. And some of you, I felt, you know, you've learnt a lot. Now it's in your first, you know, your physical energy. It could still ebb and flow, but I feel that you have a bit more drive. But I feel that also you're going to be working out differently, i.e., that, you know, some of you if you, you know, let's just be honest, some of you may have gotten injured a lot because you tried to do like the whole high intensity sports thing and it may have not worked for you. So you might start now doing like low impact, like swimming, Pilates, like some movement, but in a different way, in a bit of maybe like in a slower pace. Not to say that you can't still do what you're doing, we just have to balance it. I feel some of you who didn't do anything like physically to your body and you probably were feeling very lethargic or anything like that. Now I feel you're going to start like putting the work in, like doing weights, you know, really and truly taking care of yourself because Neptune ruling your 12th is going to be giving you that sort of like emotional download. Okay, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. This is the time to try and be as healthy as you can, but also like your life is changing. Yeah, your life is changing now. It's going to be like you got this Saturn Neptune conjunction, which is in your first house for the next 36 years. So not only you're not only having this Neptune thing for 15, you've got a 36-year transit. It's going to impact all the cardinals, you know, but and also it will impact people that are late degree. But I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, it's a mind-blowing time for you, Aries. So I feel that if you are or you want to get going, i.e., being like that entrepreneur or, you know, doing what you want to do, but do what you dreamed of doing, it's that time. That's the high vibration of it, is that, you know, your dreams can be, you know, whatever you're dreaming, it can go. If you're dreaming of even like a relationship, if you're dreaming to get married or even have kids, this can definitely happen. If you dream of owning your own business, this can happen. The shadow side of this is that, you know, it might be a sense of like delusion, or I can do anything I want, nothing's going to touch me. And, you know, the 12th house is about hidden enemies. So, you know, be mindful of people creeping up and exposing you in a way. Because, you know, Aries, the shadow side is that there can be a lot of selfishness. Some people might, you know, if something happens, God forbid, there'll be people that are coming out the woodworks to, yeah, because you were like this, you were like that. Try not to, and be mindful of not exposing yourself to any toxic people, or even you, like, if you're getting like loads of opportunities, which you will be getting, the greed can come in, the selfish just can come in, and the people will be really looking forward to your downfall. So it could be a slippery slope with this. So you still have to be very mindful of who you surround yourself with, but your ego as well, because Neptune can cause a era of delusion of grandeur, like, you know, you think you're better than everyone else, and it's like, you know, you could be imagining you're better than everyone, and next thing you know, something happens and the downfall is just dread. You know, so it's about I would say what you implement and then learn from in your 12th is still trying to implement it now. Listen to your intuition, listen to your body. Try not to push yourself too hard. Although opportunities will come quick and fast, choose the opportunities that you actually are feeling, that you know that can work for you. Okay. So the card you got is the Four of Wands, which is a beautiful card. It's about, it's very much about celebration. There's also moving momentum. You also are going to be getting, like I said, you will be getting a lot of gains. I also see a lot of Aries moving. This card is talking about, because this very much, wands are very much about movement. So some of you could definitely move to another place. It could be another area, another country. I see that, relationships, whether it's, could be business or personal, but I think personal, there's going to be some changes that can be happening there. Some of you could decide that you actually want to get married, you want to have kids. But I feel that some of you are moving, you are changing, you have changed. Um, things, this card is saying that things are moving thick and fast, but just pick the right things. Not, if it's all of them, fine. But if it's not, but you still want it, be mindful. But yeah, this card is definitely showing about movement happening on a grander scale, and lots of celebrations are coming. Like you've gone through what you need to go through. This card is also saying that things are set in stone as well. So even though there's a lot of movement, things will stay. It won't like be crazy unless, Aries, you decide to go to the low vibration. Okay. Hello, my Taurus. How are you? So, Taurus, Neptune going into your 11th house from your 11th to 12th is a time that some of you are probably seeking. Neptune in your 11th, as you know, I did a video on that. I'm not going to talk about too much. You saw lots of, again, ebbs and flows and changes with your like group associations, and also themes to do with like children as well, and creativity. Now it's in your 12th. I can see some of you Tauruses really seeking, because regardless, you're going to be having that downtime. Regardless, I see some Tauruses like really seeing what they really and truly want. This is an emotional time. This is like the Piscean house. So I feel that a lot of you are getting your ducks in a row. You're not going to be rushing too much. It's not to say you're not going to be ambitious. You still are. But it's like, okay, I need to really listen to what's actually going on a deeper level. Because I haven't been. I've been, the past 15 years, I've been very ambitious. I've been hanging out with friends. There's people that, that help me. I've helped them. I've been doing all this like protest work, humanitarianism work. I got a lot of gains, and, but also there was, some things that weren't so great as well. So I feel that some of you may be licking your wounds like, okay, this happened, that happened, and some of it wasn't so good, some of it was good, some of it felt like it was too good to be true. The 12th house is about dissolvement. So I feel that even though Neptune rules your 11th as well, you'll still be working, if you are if you are those Tauruses that are very creative, it's still time to work on that. Whatever you implement in your 11th, you can do it in your 12th. So some of you may find like a deeper spiritual aspect of your like work and creativity. Some of you will change your jobs. Some of you will decide that you want to align yourself with like a very small group of people, or maybe one or two people. Some of you are seeing that there's certain people in your life, friends, associates, that you no longer need, because they're just hindering you. They're just draining you. You're drowning in them. So they can be dissolved. If they weren't dissolved when it was the 11th, they will be dissolved now. You'll find that your groups and associations are very, very small. You may find that you're cutting your losses from a lot of things. It could be material things. It could be from people, places. You may find yourself wanting to help more. Help with people that are less than you. If you're one of those rich Tauruses, you may start to invest in like homeless shelters or people that are in need. Okay. But all in all, this is a time to rest as well. This is a time to look back on the past, see how far you've come, see what you've learnt. Some of you may find it hard because it's very, very hard for you to let go, but gradually you'll start letting go. And some of this could be like relationships as well, Taurus. You know, you may see that where you have been holding on to something that is no longer working, it's time to go. So we might see a quieter Taurus now, you know. But I feel that anything you wonder, you're ambitious, but you'll still be doing it on a, on a level that is very private. The card you got is the King of Wands. It's saying that whatever leaves Taurus, it's gonna make you stronger. It's not gonna make you weaker. It's not gonna, let those tears flow. Dare to do something that is if you're feeling, because some of the 12th house can make some of you feel quite weak. If you're feeling quite weak, do something to help yourself. Remember, this is Aries, so this is time to be doing the a grounded meditation, do a walking meditation. Do something to help you with your body, your mind, and soul, because this 12th house may not be easy for everyone. You could find yourself feeling quite down, quite depressed, or so do something that will keep your vibrations quite high. Walking meditation, moving meditation, swimming, which will be good as well. Creativity, working on your art. If you're, if you're creative, if you design clothes, perfect time to be doing this. Doing things for behind the scene. Losses can be losses from money, but again, sometimes we don't need too much. And you may see that actually, I just need this set amount, but I still think you're going to be very busy, but just in a slower pace. Hello, my Gemini. How are you? So, Gemini, Neptune is in your ninth house. Okay. No, sorry, 11th house. Okay. And Neptune rules your 10th. This is a big one for you as well, because you got Uranus that's going in your sign for the next 7 years. And while Neptune is traveling, and also you got like Pluto in your ninth. So all the air signs are going to benefit from this. Yeah. But you are going through massive changes. Not only is your career changing, your groups and associations and friendships are changing. And I feel some of you are very, very happy with that. I feel that you're going to be surrounding yourself with people that are very creative, could be very loving, could be very sensitive. You can learn from them. These people are also going to be very different. There could be mystics. Even you yourself could decide you want to go to that sort of spiritual realm and surround yourself with these types of people. Job changes definitely can come. Career changes can come. Your status is going to be changing. Some of you definitely will be going to what everyone in the world's going to be doing eventually anyway is self-employment. But you might be doing it. You might go to like the spiritual, mystical, or some of you may decide that you want to work with people that are aligning on like a very much a different, higher vibration. So there's changes that are coming. The shadow side of this could be that you align with people that are quite fake. They are promising and not delivering. Like, oh, if you invest in this, you invest in that, this is what can happen, we can do this, and you believe it and nothing comes. Or there could be like backstabbing going on. You could believe that you're part of something special and you find that it's fake, it's not actually real. Or even you, Geminis, could be a leader of like a group or an association, and you want people to come and join. This is what we're going to protest about. This is what we're going to be doing to help the things of mankind, and people believe it. And after then, you just take their money and run like Robin Hood, or like the sheriff, should I say. So you have to be very mindful because Neptune rules your 10th. And a lot of Geminis are on a slippery slope anyway. Not necessarily big slippery, but like when something's hitting your 10th, you're at the world stage. And the fact that Uranus is in your sign for the next 7 years, you are going to be seen. So try and do good, try and practice good. You know, the veil could, it is a time where the veil could be clouding you about who you want in your life and who you surround yourself with, but also it could be clouding you with your, what's the word, with your dreams and goals. You could be wishing and dreaming. Wishing and dreaming is great now, but are they realistic? Okay, are they realistic, or are they just make believe? Or the people you surround yourself with, are they real, or you just want to see what you want to see? Okay, so the card you got is a death card. So you're transforming. Like I said before, there's a big transforming coming to you guys. I feel that when you see what you need to see during this 15 years in your 11th house, especially with Uranus being there, and you're going to feel more enlightened. Okay, don't be afraid, because some Geminis can stay with what they feel is what's going on. But this card is saying don't be afraid to remove yourself very quickly from things that cause drama. Because sometimes, Gemini, you guys can be the center of drama. This, like I said, this transit is brilliant for you, but this card is also saying about, look what's going on deeper within your circle. Look what's going on deeper within what you wish for, what you want in your life, who you want in your life, and see if it's actually real. See if it's going to work. Don't just do it because, again, opportunities are going to come. Don't just do it because you just know that it's going to work and you can just move on to the next thing. This is about starting something new, something fresh, but try and lift the glaze off, okay? Because you don't want to be stopping and starting things and nothing is working. Yeah, so this death card is very much about, there's things that are going on underneath that you're going to have to see. You're going to see, or you're going to have to see, but it will transform you, okay? Hey, Cancer, how are you? So, Cancer, we have Neptune, which is in your 10th house, okay? And all of you cardinal signs are going to be feeling this. Yeah, this is a big time for you, Cancers. For the next 15 years, but also for the next 36 years as well. Yeah. So, Cancers, this is in your 10th house, which is about your status, bosses. It's also, again, to do with home and family. It's about achievements as well, social standing. It's about your ambitions. So yeah, we can see a lot of Cancers, making it. We can see a lot of Cancers rising to the top of their profession. We can also see a lot of Cancers, being bosses and CEOs of independent companies. That can definitely happen. Neptune rules your 9th. So I can see some Cancers, it's not necessarily going towards like government roles or, corporate. It's just like you might be doing something on the spiritual realm. There's things that you learn in the 9th that you're going to implement now. Like your mindset is very different. I can see some Cancers not being afraid to go it alone. Okay, because Aries ruling your 10th is not necessarily about, oh, having to be with people. It's about you're going to do what you have to do, but you're not going to be afraid to be like doing it alone, because you know that it can work if you just do it by yourself. This is a great time, Cancer, to, even though this stuff square you, listen to your intuition, because it's definitely going to serve you well. What you've read for the past 15 years, what books you've read, if you've taken up any type of like manifestation courses or anything to do with like gratitude, or if you've learned all that, if you've done things like yoga, if you've learned to meditate, if you've traveled, this is going to be helping your career now. Um, and definitely you could be doing it from home. A lot of us are going to be working from home anyway. It's not going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing forever. So do that, Cancer. I feel that it's time. I feel, especially if some of you like with like looking after like kids for the past 15 years, if you were parents or anything like that, and you thought, okay, I need to upgrade myself, I need to learn, I need to study. If you've done anything like that, Cancers, or if you've published, or if you wanted to start publishing, I think once you move into your 10th house, you could, again, a lot of you signs are going to be seen, and you're like definitely one of the top as well. So yeah, this is a big change in your career, a big change in your status. Again, some of you could also get married, or some of you could start a family. Some of you, if you are working for someone, your position can change, like, you're going to be promoted. The shadow side of the 10th house, what is it? You're well seeing the world stage. Do right. um Try not to go to the slippery slope of, like, be, some of you are going to be very ambitious, nothing wrong in it, but what this can also bring is ambition veering on selfishness. There could be, if some of you Cancers could also be so ambitious that you don't mind, stepping on people's toes to get where you need to get to. Again, like I said, be mindful, because it's the 10th house, you're going to be seen. So I think if you feel that you might go there, listen to what your mind is saying. Yeah, Neptune rules your ninth. Listen to what your gut is saying, but listen to, because this could also be a very highly psychic time. It's like, do I actually need that role? Do I actually need that position? You also might even find yourself quite deluded in thinking that you should be the boss, or you should be this, you should be that, you should be getting married, or the person that you're with, you might not see all of their flaws. And when it moves into the 10th house, you see everything. It's like, oh my God, what is this? Yeah. So again, this could be ego, this could be greed. But the high vibrations of Cancers might think, you know what? I've always wanted to do this, so I'm going to do it now. I'm going to, work from home, work with my family, stay in my lane. I'm going to publish a book. I'm going to, do like a cookery class, because a lot of you Cancers, men and women, could actually be helping parents. That's a good thing that you could be doing. So yeah, and also, again, what you've implemented and learned when it was in your 10th, when you're ninth, is to do it now. So if you even like things that have helped your moods and your emotions, because you're going to be needing these tools when it's in your 10th, still use them. Yeah, because it's it's a time that, because things will be so busy for you, as ambitious time, these tools like to ground you emotionally, you're going to need. And the card you got is a Justice card. Yeah, so this card is showing me you're going to have, it's about balance, your home life, your work life, even your social life. Some of you may feel that you've got it all, but you can't really enjoy it. So the Justice card is actually a Libra card, which rules your fourth. Is, your family's going to be needing you, Cancer. So even you like working from home, which everyone's going to be doing, like I said, is going to be a great thing. You'll have time for friends and family. But again, because it's a 10th house, it's about, paying attention to your career, but making sure you're having time for home, and your family, sitting down, eating dinner, talking about this and that, trying to also switching off from what's going on the outside and connect to home on the inside. Okay. So yeah, busy time, Cancer. Hello, Leos. How are you? So, Leos, Neptune is going to be in your ninth house. Hallelujah for you, Leos. I know you're thinking, yes. But still, it rules your eighth. So that's still going to be, because it rules your eighth, you're still going to feel and see elements, but we're learning from it. That's the main thing. So I'll say the high vibration of this for you, Leos, is that this is a time where you're going to be starting up or taking up a new course of study. And it could be in your country, but it could be further away. You could be aligning yourself with people that are very different to you, but they're fun, they're creative. Some of them are very young-minded. They have like a young spirit. They could be younger, but they have a young spirit, and that's the most important thing. And the most important thing for you, Leos, is that you've learned a lot, you've come out through a lot, but you're going to implement it. I feel this is an exciting time for you to be getting on any type of like courses, training. Even if you're going back to uni, college, uni, studying a new language. Yeah, I feel that a lot of you are going to be like, okay, having your fingers in so many pies. Like, okay, I can do this. I can study. I can work. I can create. I can publish. I can, this is Night Fast is also about your beliefs. So even like your belief system is going to be very like brand new and fresh. You might want to just dip your toes into like different types of genres, and it's such an exciting time for a lot of you Leos. It does rule your eighth. So I feel you're going to be, some of you will be like delving deeper into your studies, delving deeper into what you want to learn, delving deeper. I think you'll take what you're doing very, very seriously. And, you know, like I said, a lot of you've come through a lot during, it being in your eighth. But it's a brand new time. This is a time where you're going to be transforming yourself. What I'm saying, Aries, you really think about transforming yourself. Don't be afraid to learn. You're never too old to learn. Learn a new language. You're never too old to publish a book. You're never too old to do any of these, Aries. I mean Leos. And surround yourself with positive people that are high vibration. If you've sort of like thought about, maybe I should, read about philosophy, or maybe what's this meditation malarkey, and check it out, because this could like really help you, because even though it's a very busy time and a very fantastic time for you, an exciting time, you could be doing so much things at the same time that it's just like, oh, I don't know where I'm stopping or starting. That's like the sort of shadow side of it. Be mindful of any mentors or gurus that you associate with. If you go to like church, if you're starting to like go church, or they might say, oh, if you come to this place, you can learn about this prophet or that prophet. And if you find yourself in a cult, yeah, and sometimes when you're in that type of like environment, it's very hard to get out of. So just be mindful of that. People could be talking and saying things, and you could be believing what they're saying, and if it turns out that it's false and it's fake. So you have to be very mindful that can happen. Even you yourself, Leo, like what you're studying or what your beliefs are, because you're fixed, you could just think, no, that's it. No, no, no. And there could be arguments, and because ninth house also rules race, religion, and law. So if you're going to be putting anything out there, make sure it's not copied. Make sure it's like the true word. Make sure it's your words as well. You know, these things can happen. Okay. So we talk about your card, you have the devil card. Yeah. The devil card is a Capricorn card. It's also about temptation. But again, I feel that whatever you're going to be doing with this, it's definitely going to be for the long haul. I am picking up greed. I don't know why I'm picking up greed for so many of you. I'm picking up greed. I'm picking up, wanting and doing too much and thinking you can do it all. And this card is saying, yeah, that can happen. But, is it really what you want? Or are you just doing it for the money? Or are you just doing it for fame? Are you just doing it for, praise? Okay, because the other side is this, that some of you could be doing things because everyone else is doing it, and you might not get nothing out of it. Yeah, so just think of like the long haul. Think about, okay, I'm gonna study this or do this. I'm gonna travel here, but I know it's gonna benefit me in the long run. If I travel, or if I learn like a different type of skill or language, or I'm gonna really benefit in the long run for years to come. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of temptation everywhere with this Leos, but do the right thing. Hello, Virgos, how are you? So Virgos, this Neptune in Aries in your 8th house, okay, and it rules your 7th, Neptune. Now you, like all the mutables, have gone through it. Okay, it's been a lot. Check out my video, Virgos. So this being in your 8th house is about your shared resources, finances, death, loans, rebirth. This is also about fears, just concerning money. This is a brand new time, okay, for you to sort your finances out, sort your life out, okay? If you're still in a relationship or partnership, because the nodes are in your sign when this is going to be happening, I feel that, if you're one of those Virgos that like to just do things by yourself, because Virgos, you do things by yourself, because if I do it by myself, it gets done. Let's just be honest. But I feel that this is a new beginning, because if you're in a relationship, it might be going deeper now. So when it goes deeper, that's when we pool our resources together and either invest or pay off any debts or loans, or if you come into inheritance, or you get money from the government type of thing. It's time to like work with your partner or whoever you're living with, so that you can build. Because I feel a lot of you are going to be building something secure for your future. Okay, or setting up a business or something like that. I'm picking up, but it's time to work together now. The 8th house it can be quite hard for a lot of you, because a lot of you may have to reveal a part of yourself, and it's time to be honest with yourself as well, like how you're feeling. Some of you may even have to like do therapy work, talk about your childhood, any hidden fears or things, any type of like abuse some of you may have had. I feel that some of you I think, especially if you want your relationship to last, it's time to be a bit more open with your partner or open with a therapist, because these can just keep coming. Yeah. I think if some of you are quite reluctant to, share your resort, going to share resource with your partner, because remember, this is about money from your partner. So, but it's also money together. So I think if there's like a reluctance to that, it's time to look at it. Like, have I been hurt, or what happened to me in the past, or did someone steal money from you, or anything like that. This is an emotional house. This is an emotional time. But I feel that you definitely will come out stronger with it, Virgos. Don't see crying as a weakness. It's a release. When it comes to like you like helping release yourself, this is great for doing shamanic work. This is great for you to be doing like any type of some type of like fitness, which can really transform you. And also like Aries, because you're a sign that is all about the physical body. I feel that some of you may be doing some like deep detoxing, and obviously I'm not a doctor, but some of you may just want to shed like old skin. So, continue just, eating healthy and going for like walk. It could be walk, but some of you might even start doing like intense type of fitness, like rock climbing, weights, could be doing sprinting, because all this will also help with like the detoxing process that you're going to be going through. The card you got is the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands, it can talk about feeling like you're battling with people, battling within yourself. Another thing I would say is that, with the eighth house being activated, is that, just be mindful that you're not you need to see things for what they are. So you might see a partner for what they are when it comes to like your resources and money. There could be hidden things that you didn't know about, like hidden debts, hidden loans that you didn't know that you had to pay off, or that is owed to you. Also things may take long if it comes to any type of like inheritance, things like that. Things can be watery and dream, but also can be very deep, dark, and intense. But yes, the Five of Wands you have is very much about, again, this card is, whenever we see the Wands cards, it is about creativity. So I feel for you is that you're going to be, um, there's going to be lots of like spiritual movement, which I'm going to say, a lot of spiritual movement within you. Yes, there could be battles within you, but it's mostly you're going to be moving and spiritualize yourself. Yeah, you're moving to somewhere different now. That's what I'm saying. You're moving to somewhere different. There can be things that are going to be speeded up in your life. So do yourself to go there, Virgo, I would say. Do yourself to go there. The stuff that I feel, that stuff that you're going to be working on, how can I put, yeah, stuff that you're going to be working on, Virgos, and things that you're going to be shedding, and things that you're going to be delving deeper into, it it's going to be moving so fast that some of you may not know you're coming or going. The Five of Wands card is also showing about you can be irritated by things. You could be, there could be some clashes. Again, there could be battles, arguments, there could be some disagreements. I feel that that can happen if things are not said, if things are not set in stone, if you're not saying anything, if you're not being honest, okay? There can be a sense of some of you not seeing eye to eye in your relationship because you're just not on the same wavelength. So again, there could be some discord. There can also be some, and again, I see that happening is because you're not seeing it or you don't want to see it. So that's one of the reasons why it's so important to get things out in the open, start something fresh, something new, be as honest as you can. And I think that if things are to last, they will. And if things are not, they will dissolve. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot going on here, Virgos, but know that you are transforming. Hello, my Libra. How are you? So Libra, this is an intense one for you because the Nine of Cups. Sorry, you are having an opposition. This Neptune in your seventh house. I was actually talking to a Libra because I was saying that they are going to be transforming. Their lives are going to be transformed. There's things that are going to be different going into their life. It's like, okay. But yes, Neptune going into your seventh house. So it was in your sixth house before. Okay. So there's things that you've implemented or tried to implement that will go into your seventh. Seventh is about relationships. Okay. Seventh is about is your house. So you guys will see that your relationships will change. There will be a commitment, but there will also be a dissolvement. Okay, so take deep breaths. So for you, Libra, this is, you and Aries are gonna be feeling this. I feel for a lot of you Librans that it's time to make or try to make like a serious commitment to your health and, well, your health and wellness, but your mental health and your mental wellness. Okay, because your relationships are changing, and also because Neptune rules your sixth house, which is about routines, well, health and wellness. Whatever you implemented then, it's time to implement it now. So I feel that if you, because it's the seventh house to the first, this is about your physical self as well. So I can see a lot of Librans that on one hand, I can see some of you doing, like if you try to do like the health thing before, you're going to take it more seriously when it's in your seventh now. Um, some of you I feel are going to be, implementing some type of spiritual work, spiritual practices. Again, you guys, I feel, are going to be very busy. Opportunities definitely can come, but this is opposing you. So there can be some drama, discord in your relationships. Some of you can get married. Some of you can, commit. Some of you can, have a family. Some of you definitely can move. But also some of you can decide that, what, I don't want to be with this partner. I want to be with someone else. Or I'm going to try and be by myself. I'm going to try and organize my life. Because if I'm, whatever you're taking seriously now, you need to be organized. So that can see some of you, definitely changing like your career because you want something different. You want something just closer to your heart, basically, that can help you mentally and physically and emotionally. So I see that happening. On the other hand, some of you may go into a relationship, business or personal, and not see that person properly. So they could be snaking you. They could be doing some drama behind your back. Seventh house about open enemies. So there could be people that are working against you that you didn't know about. You could be signing a contract. Next thing you know, you're owing this and, you're signing your life away. So you have to be very mindful of who's in your life, what you're signing, you're in business with. Because again, that can also be detrimental to you too. Like I said before, it's really great to continue if you have to take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health, your physical health, your physical body. Because this is like the seventh to the first. If some of you didn't like do the workout thing or, wasn't really taking care of yourself, now it's being yourself, you might start having to look at it and thinking, you know what, getting a bit older here, might have to start doing weightlifting, might have to start, the old gym, might have to start walking more. Because anything for the first and seventh house, this is to do with like the physical body. So you might start feeling like the wear and tear going on. Be mindful you don't push yourself too much because, this can, you can get injured. And because it's Neptune, it's hidden, it can creep up on you afterwards. So yeah, just take your time. The card you got is a Nine of Swords. Never, whenever we have swords, it depends what your reading is, but this card is definitely about fear and anxiety, nightmares, could be hormones as well, could be focusing on the past. What happened in your sixth house was the past. Okay, if you had like mental anguish, or if things were like not coming together for you, or you felt that your life wasn't as great as you wanted it to be, it's the past. take what you've learned from it and move forward. Okay, because we are dealing with your relationships now, but also yourself. I feel some of you are going to be going back and forth. This card is showing that a lot of you may be going back and forth in, if your relationship breaks during this, some of you may, some of you may blame the partner, and some of you may blame yourself. You may find that things are just, some of you, I feel, can find that you could be quite frustrated during the next 15 years. That frustration can only happen if you are not willing to see the truth. Okay, so everyone's going to be forced to open their eyes with this. Yeah, because it's Aries. Aries is about force and fresh new beginnings, doing it quickly. So I think that with this Nine of Swords is saying that even if some of you some of you could be feeling trapped, because you could be going back and forth, commitment, marriage, splitting up, or whatever you learned from the sixth house. If you've done like the breath work, meditation, any of that, do it. If you haven't done it, try it, because this will help you. Neptune in the 7th is not easy because it can just blind you and hinder you, and it can make you just see things that you think that is there. Again, a lot of decisions are going to be put on you, placed on you. Okay, but you just have to try and open your mind. And if you're like confused in some shape or form, speak to like your family, friends, or even could be neighbors, but also it could be like doing therapy work. But one thing I will say, that things will be revealed to you in your relationships. Some of it may be pretty, but some of it may be ugly. So the Nine of Swords is showing that, there's a lot for you to take. You're going to be taking on a lot, with a lot for you to think about. But, you will come to the conclusion once your eyes is opened. Hello, my Scorpios. How are you? So, Scorpio, this is Neptune in Aries, is in your 6th house. Now, again, you're going to be feeling this because this is an Aries, this is a Mars, time. And whatever happened with Aries, it does affect you because you're traditionally ruled by Mars. So with this rule in your 6th house, this is about your health, wellness, routine, daily habits, daily routines. So Neptune rules your 5th. So I do see a lot of you, because I do feel that I know a lot of Scorpions, and a lot of them did take up that type of health and fitness. A lot of you made money and you were being creative or tried to be creative. Your love life may have been very up and down, but some of you had fun, some of you had drama. But, the main thing was that the 5th house, I felt a lot of you did get creative, which was like one of the main things. And you surrounded yourself with creative people. Yes, there was some drama there, but but now it's been in your 6th house. So I feel that if any of you Scorpions are gonna be I feel like if any of you Scorpions, you're gonna be again implementing, because it rules your 5th. It's really great to be implementing any daily habits and routines into your like work life, work structure. So if some of you didn't get as creative as you wanted to, or you started to, but things were just very up in the air, now it's moved into your it's time for you to try and focus on that. But also you're going to be focusing on balancing your mind, body, and soul. And with Aries ruling like the body and about fitness, this is great to be continuing, or starting their fitness. I can see a lot of Scorpions riding bikes for some reason, because you want to be free out in the air and open, because you are going to be, again, everyone's going to be busy. Okay, because Aries is about starting. So we're all going to be busy. We're all going to be moving in a different way as well. But, this is also saying like to really take care of yourself, Aries, and Scorpio, because I'm picking up a sense of like being overwhelmed with what is happening in your life, whether it's your love life or your work life. And your work life is about to get, it can be a bit stressful now. But I feel if you're trying to be as organized as you can, and you're a very organized sign, it, and try not to take on too much, because I feel that a lot of you can as well. Just take your time. Um, Breath work. Be mindful of your like digestive system as well, because you may find you're eating a lot on the go. You're eating, and you're just bang, go, 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 go. So just be mindful of what you're ingesting. Again, who you surround yourself with as well, because the shadow side of this is that, you know, um, maybe taking supplements or doing a fitness, or and if you find it's wrong for your body, you don't realize it until the end. Or even what you're studying, or even like when it comes to like where you work, your employment's going to be changing. You may think that these people are for you and you find that they're not. Okay. People could be working against you and you don't find out. So things can be glazed, but you're razor sharp, so try and keep that sharpness open. But this is a great time to be setting or resetting or carrying on something to do with like your health and wellness and your mental health. This is a great time that a lot of you will be starting like a new career change, or your employment will change, or even getting a pet. Okay. When it comes to your card, you got the Four of Cups, which is it can be like retreat, being alone. It could be thinking about the past as well, missed opportunities. But with it being in your six, yeah, which is about your. Some of you may definitely be, I feel, be thinking about that. There could be an element of you guys being stubborn. There could be stuff that's presented to you, Scorpions, and you may think, oh, because last time like this happened and it didn't work out for me, so why should I do it? Yeah. Or you could be thinking of, I'm not going to start this regime because it didn't work for me. It took too long for me to see results. So just be mindful of any like negative talk that can come, because the sixth house is about the mental health as well. um you may feel that your life is going a bit around in circles with this. So that's one of the reasons why, if you even like looked into like doing some breath work, meditation work, or anything like that, or working on a project that is very passionate to your heart, do that, because this will help raise your vibration. This card is very much an emotional card. Especially if you're talking about like remorse, or thinking that something's not going to work. Some of you, the sixth house, some of you may even start working on your own as well. But sometimes when you work on your own, you can start getting quite negative. So try and keep raising your vibration. Surround yourself with people that are high vibration, or even like co-workers. But I think that if you've worked on something in the past, it hasn't been finished, continue doing it, because it can lead to something better for you in the long run. Hello, Sagittarius. How are you? So, Saggy, Neptune going into your fifth house. Big time, Saggy. You're going to be enjoying this, because it squared you before. Yeah, and I know that there was some like challenges, upheavals, new beginnings when it came to like your family, things to do with like your heritage. The thing that you obviously had to talk about as well and think about, like the past. But now it's in your fifth. So this is a very creative time, Sagittarius. Not only is that Pluto's going to be in your third house, and this is going to be carried on for a long, long time. Okay, you're going to really greatly benefit from this. And then you got like the Neptune Saturn conjunction in your fifth. So for the next 36 years. So what a time it's going to be alive for you, Saggy. So the let's talk about the good side of this. You're going to be very creative. Okay. Neptune can bring a lot of creativity. It could be spiritually creative for you. If you weren't the Sagittarius that didn't really tap in to your creative side because you had to do a lot of emotional stuff before, now's that time to dust those paintbrushes off. Dust that book off that you want to write, or be a poet. Surround yourself with creative people, people that are very motivating, creative, and positive. This is also to do with your love life as well. So your love life could be glowing. You could be like the star of the show. Every time you're walking down the street, people are looking at you. Even like your hair could change, what you're wearing could change. And this is also to do with kids. So some of you, again, if the children thing didn't happen last time, it could happen now. You could have a lot of kids. We can have the one. But if some of you have got kids now, you may see that there might be changes within your kids' situation. Like they may be more creative. They may be putting you in the spotlight. They themselves could be in the spotlight too. This is also great to be physically active as well. Doing like some sports. Could be group sports. The sports could be very like you making up these sports, creative sports. Some of you may be doing running or cycling or, joining a gym, a fancy gym. Or you may decide you just want to work with people. Just want to be, let's motivate each other, that type of thing. The shadow side of this is that even though it's a very fruitful time, be mindful of who you're going out with, because they could appear to be something that they're not. They could have they could have problems with like addiction, and then you may not want to see it, but towards in the end you find that they've got all these types of addiction. Fifth house is also to do with gambling as well. So you may over just keep spending money. Could be spending money on your partner, spending money on your kids. Then after you find out every month that you're broke, but you thought actually I'm gonna get more, and yes, that can happen. But yeah, that can happen as well. So there's not too much bad about this, but you do have to be mindful. Like the veil is not covering your eyes when you're coming to your spending and gambling, and even how hard you're going when it comes to your physical fitness, your physical self. Like working out 8 days a week, for instance. It's some people can, but it might take its toll after a while, especially if you're like an older Sagittarius. But we talk about your card. Your card is the Four of Pentacles. And this is about, holding on. It could be holding on to like money, holding on to your life, holding on to... I feel that some of you may be holding on to like what you used to be. And this is saying that, it's time to, hold on to things that are important, i.e., if you're going to do something that's going to benefit you in a creative way, or something to do with like fashion, try and keep going. Don't try not to stop and start, because again, everyone's going to be busy. Everyone's going to be opportunities. But this card is, for me, is saying that yes, money can be made, but like concentrate on the thing that you're supposed to be concentrating on. Also, some of you may get sidelined and just try to keep on that road ahead, because when Neptune goes into your sixth house, Jesus Christ, things that you've learned in your fifth is going to go into your sixth. So yes, just try and keep going. What happened in the past was the past. Okay, try not to hold on to any negativity, because this is a very much a positive time. And it's not to say that when it does come up, you shouldn't deal with it. Deal with it, but try not to hold on to it, because there's things that are popping off for you now. Okay. Hello, Capricorns. How are you? So Capricorns, big time. You all the cardinals are going to be feeling this. You have Neptune that's in your fourth house. It was in your third before. So you're moving away from things that are like mentally, and you're going to be going towards the family life. Neptune in your fourth can bring, because the fourth house is to do with the home structure, it's to do with the past, it's to do with lineage, it's to do with, taking care of yourself. It's your opposite Cancer house. So I can see a lot of you guys focusing or trying to focus more on the home life, whereas Cancer's focusing more on the career. And it's not going to be easy for a lot of you, because it's like, put it this way, Capricorn, it's like, you're lying down, lying down, going to sleep, and all these things start coming up. All these, like, you see visions of people that you used to know, or visions of like your parents, or visions of like grandparents, or visions of you as a kid. I feel like this will come up. And if you were one of those, and I'm not surprised, but a lot of you were very, very busy, especially when Neptune went into your third house and Pluto was in your sign. You guys were very busy. Okay. I feel some of you did try to be spiritual, but some of it didn't really work. But you were very like busy with, work and career. But this one is like, slow down. This line is like, you need to go within, seek within. Because it's Aries, it's a brand new beginning to start connecting to your family, connecting more to your parents, connecting more to people that who you view as parents, connecting more to like your siblings as well. If you have a family, you might it might be time also to connect more to that family life. So you may see, Capricorns, that some of you, your life is slowing down a bit. It's not going to be easy for a lot of you, because you guys are very much about being on the go, chasing that dream, being a CEO out here. And it's not to say it can't happen, because I do see some of you who are aligned with what's going on. You think, you know what, I'm getting older. I haven't really connected with my kids or like my partner or my parents or my family, and now it's that time. So you may decide, you know what, I don't want to work corporate no more, far away. I want to work from home. I want to be close to people. I want to know what's cooking. I want to discover more about myself. So you may go on like a voyage, you may go on like a spiritual journey. And again, because this squeeze you, is things can happen. I think especially if you allow yourself and tell yourself, okay, this is what I want to do, it can come very fast. Okay. And I also feel with you, Capricorns, that any old arguments or any tensions that you've either had with like your parents or like your family, it's going to be that time to talk about it. Instead of just drifting off and, oh, I'm busy, I can't talk about it. It's going to be that time. Fourth house is also about, again, taking care of yourself. So really set time for yourself to like, and also with the fourth house, when it comes to like, especially taking care of physical fitness, I will say some of you may be working out more at home or starting to work out at home, listening to your body, especially what's going on within, your tummy type of thing. Some of you may find that your body is a bit more sensitive now. So, if you are one of those Capricorns that were doing physical, like heavy lifting, and you may want to take it slow, like going swimming, going walking, doing, breathing exercises. And because the fourth house, this can bring some tensions as well, and it can make some of you feel quite a bit down. Yeah. But I feel that whatever you're going to do, it's going to move fast. Like, it's about making a decision. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to connect with. This is what I want to be around with. But it is about family as well. Your lineage, you may discover more about like your background and like your parents' background, and it could cause a shock as well. The card you got is a King of Swords, which is about structure, routine, self-discipline. It's very military. It's very serious. So I feel that you're going to be taking a lot more. You're going to take the family life a lot more seriously. Don't be surprised if some of you who have a family, you're going to be very structured with your kids. Okay, we're going to be doing this day, that day. You'll be, probably like drawing out like what we're going to be doing each day. Some of you could be cooking more. You know, you'll be taking things a lot more serious now. Like if you didn't before, it'll be that time too. This card is also definitely about fatherhood as well. So the roles could be reversed. Like if you're like the mum may be going out, may be like really working, and the dad may be, you know, again it could change, you know. But I feel that some of you who may struggle is because you may be very much on the career aspect, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. But this King of Swords is saying that, you know, put structure things that are really important. Don't put things that are not important, like the materialistic aspects. It's not put on the back burner, but just see that as something that you have to do. But what's going to be more important? Take what is serious now, because you don't want to regret it in the future. Okay. Um and also I also feel that some of you, like if you're in a relationship, it could change. Like again, it could be marriage, could be divorces, but also I feel that if you weren't taking your relationship serious as well, this card is saying that you're going to be about that life. And I also feel a lot of you are going to be opening up more, talking more as well about serious, about issues that need to be spoken about. It's not going to be glossed over. Okay. So it's a big one for you Capricorns, like it is for all the cardinal signs. But yeah, big beginnings happening. Hello, Aquarius. So Aquarius, big for you as well, because this Neptune is in your third house, which is about communication, writing, speaking, short distance, you know, short courses, journalism, journaling, blogs. And like I said, all the air signs are going to benefit from it, but also the fire signs as well. This being your third, with Neptune ruling your second. So I see that with this, some of you could definitely start blogging. Okay, maybe because Pluto's in your sign, you know, you see like this life-changing opportunities happening for you. There's things that you want to say, and but I see with that you guys are going to be, you know, blogging, writing more, speaking more. You could also find yourself very more mouthy. So if you're one of those Aquarians that are very quiet in the background, but you're surrounded by people and they're talking to you, I feel your views are going to be more prominent. Okay, and it's going to be more, you're going to be very active when it comes to your friends and associates. It could be business partners as well. The third house is about business. So you may be at the forefront of, yes, signing contracts, but like doing business with people that are like higher ups, doing startup companies, but in a different way. Also connecting more with your friends and your siblings as well is very, it's, you know, it's a very active time. I feel conversations will be very serious, very blunt, very honest, very straight to the point. We're dealing with Aries here. And yeah, I feel that I do see a lot of change in when it comes to, again, career changes. Yeah, because it can obviously make you earn money in a different way. Some of you Aquarians may want to be doing helping other people, like helping them to you could be teaching other people, like teaching them about blogging, teaching them about, you know, how to, teaching them short courses. You know, I feel like your neighborhood is going to be changing as well. It could be changing, that you could be moving into another flat or a house. But I don't see any negatives with this, maybe because Pluto's in your sign. But the shadow side of this is that, again, it's good to be honest, but some of you may be too honest. And sometimes some of you Aquarians may talk about things that you don't actually know what you're talking about. This time, I think there could be a lot of gossiping going on. And, you know, like you heard what this one said, that one said, and you find out it's not true, and it can definitely come back to you, because, you know, Neptune is about scandals as well. So whatever you're going to be listening to, putting out there, writing about, make sure that it's saying, make sure it's the truth. Okay, you don't want no drama or people wanting to sue you. Even when you're communicating with people, there can be some arguments. There could be some arguments, but it's only because you're telling the truth. And we live in a world where people are not really ready for the truth. So you might be thinking, I need to say it. Yeah. But yeah, it is good, like, if you got that sort of like fire in your spirit, like, especially when it comes to like business, that you're not gonna no one's gonna be taking the piss of you. Okay. um I would say that things like breath work will help you, like doing lots of deep breathing, because your nervous system can rev up, especially with Pluto being in your sign. Trying to spend time by yourself, walking through the park. uh yeah, I would say doing that type of thing, because remember, Aries deals with like the physical elements of the body. So yeah, but doing breath work, walking, I would say if you can run. I would also say some of you may do it within a group setting, could be two of you, accountability partner. But yeah, you're going to be very much about movement, very much about movement. The card you got is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is about, walking away, but it's also bullying, intimidation, and there's other dreadness to this card about abuse. And so, like I said, just be mindful that, because I feel that a lot of Aquarians will come on top. You will, like, it's like whatever you set your mind to, it can happen. But know that still Pluto's in your sign, and you are still about helping people. It's not just going to be about you. So if you are going to be putting money into any like business or startups and that, make sure that you're true to your word. Make sure that you're not lying as well. If you owe someone money, or if you owe like a company money, or if you owe like, just pay it. Don't backtrack, or 'cause remember, we're dealing with like Neptune here, and it can be very bad if it's not good. But yeah, so yeah, that's what this card is essentially saying. Just try and be honest as you can with your speech, but also just be mindful of what you're saying as well, because you don't want people walking away from you or not helping you. And also this card is about, again, trust and being mindful of who you trust too. So yes, that's like a warning, but also just be mindful. Okay, but yeah, it's a very busy time, Aquarius. It'll be very interesting to hear what's going on. And finally, hello, my Pisces. So Pisces, Neptune, you're ruled by, is in your second house, and you're ruled by Neptune. So a big one for you, because not only is Neptune moving out of your sign, you've also got this Saturn-Neptune conjunction on the cusp of people that are born late degrees Pisces, early degrees Aries, for the next 36 years. So you're not out of the woodworks yet. Yeah, but you are going to be seeing a lot of Pisces when it comes to like your finances. There's going to be changes that's going to be happening here. Yes, and also second house is about what you're eating. So I feel that some of you, when Neptune was in your first, I feel that some of you did actually try to make good choices with what you're putting into your body, who you surround yourself with, like your work life changed, your career changed, your relationships changed, whether it's business or personal. Some of you got really fit, some of you didn't. Some of you started to do like the spiritual work, some of you didn't. So when it comes into your second house, which is about your like lifestyle, I was gonna say, which is about your how you are when you're viewed with money, your self-esteem. I feel some of you, yes, definitely can move into gaining more resources and more money. There can be people that will actually support you. Like if you're starting up a business, people be like, oh, I can help with this, I can help with that, I can do this, I can do that. And it's all good. I feel that with a lot of you Pisces, that it's a opportunity for you to, You know, be that businessman or be that businesswoman. One thing you have to be very mindful of is that you don't, again, overspend. You be mindful of who you're investing in or who's investing in you. Over, again, like I said, overspending, and also, you know, especially what you're eating, be mindful of what you eat. Still, you do have to take care of yourself, because you know this is Neptune. But I don't see any negatives with this, but I do see with a lot of you Pisces that money can just vanish out of your hands and you just don't know where it is. So you have to like go over your resources with a fine-tooth comb, or get someone to help you. I see that some of you, because you're going to be coming into money, and I feel that it definitely could be through your own efforts, like creative wise, or because still you're sort of you're still spiritually protected, Pisces. You're one of the most spiritually protected signs in the zodiac, but you still have to take things seriously. Yeah, because with Aries ruining your second, it's like, you know, you got to stand on business. You got to make sure that certain people are paid. Make sure you're paying yourself. Make sure that there's no like holes in the contract as well. Because when you took out your card, you got the seven of cups, and this card is very much about sort of like delusions, trickery. Yeah, it's also very much about, you know, seeing what you want to see, and is it real or is it not real? You know, what you're saying is, I feel that, you know, because like I said, there's gonna be so much opportunities and options for you, but you have to pick the right thing. You have to, because I can see a lot of Pisceans going into like having like different types of businesses, but you have to be mindful of what you're going to be investing in, and making wise decisions, and choosing properly, and choosing who you're going to be around with, choosing how to manage your money properly, and not just spending it and just giving it away. And especially if you've got a family, and it's just like, where's the money for the bills? And it's just like, oh, I've put it in this, I've put it in that, because there's opportunity. This card is about opportunities, multiple are presented to you, and there's gonna be multiple times where I feel that you will be investing in different avenues, but you have to be mindful of who you're investing in. Again, when it comes to like any physical work, some of you may not, like I said, some of you did, you know, some of you, it will be a time to invest in your health in a way, i.e. like, I don't know, doing some type of workout, swimming, it could be light jogging. If you started to do like the meditation, that will help, because that will also make you be a bit more clearer. Because even though for you Pisces, this is, you know, this is still impacting you, there could be so much things that come your way so easily, and it's just like, where's it all gone in the end? Especially when Neptune leaves your second, it's like, where's all the money gone? Where's all my resources? You know, and also when money does come to us, we can just spend it off because of excitement. And this Neptune going to a second is gonna be, it's not gonna be about that life. It's like, you got to do these things for the long haul. You got to start up things properly. You got to, you know, don't be afraid to like walk away from people or places that are no longer serving you. Okay, so yeah, but the Seven of Cups is very much about, you know, choosing the right way, not being blinded by like gold and silver, and, you know, choosing something that is going to be beneficial for you for the long run. Okay, so guys, that was my long video of Neptune going into Pisces on the 30th of March. I hope that you guys enjoyed what I was saying. Certain times, I must say that when I was speaking about this, my mind sort of like went glazed over, but obviously it did come back. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this Neptune in Pisces plays out for everyone. Although I'm just saying like my truth and what I feel and what the planets are saying. But yes, remember this is lasting for the next 15 odd years. So yeah, thank you very much guys for listening. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And yeah, And also read and write comments as well. It's much appreciated. But thank you very much, guys, for listening. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.